going on, everybody? Happy Halloween. I'll be a pilot today. Top Gun had Maverick. This is yours truly, Nevrik, which in Albanian, Nevrik means hothead, which I really am sometimes. Bobby over there, Ducky. Feeling a little under the weather today, so my apologies if I'm not, my usual self. Going through a bit of a cold or a flu or something. I know it's not COVID because I actually went and got tested today, just to be on the safe side. Because I wasn't feeling great, I figured I'd go get tested. I wouldn't want to knowingly pass this shit around. You know what I mean? It's just a shitty thing to do. But it's not COVID. Still feel like crap though. But still got miles to drive. Gotta go unload, reload. I'm actually stuck on the Chicago run again this whole past week. Just out of a different area from last week, and goes to a different place in Chicago. But this is it. I think it's the last day. Monday, we'll see what it brings. But get going here. Can't see shit, Bobby. Bobby, I can't see shit. Told you it was a bad idea. Not just putting this on for the video. I'm keeping this mother Frenchie on the whole night. When I go to the shipper, to the receiver, if they don't like it, up there too. Been raining like this pretty much since yesterday morning out here. I'm already sweating from the cold or the flu or whatever this is, and then this is not fun. Didn't I tell you it was a bad idea, Bobby? You idiot. Ooh, put your head back on, man. You got an ugly as head. Ooh.
burning in me. All of the noise turned into choirs of harmony. Left me with the pieces of forever that you broke. But since you left me alone, I've been high. I've been high. Lately I've been
Alright there, guys and gals, got unloaded, reloaded very fast actually. Bobby looking sad over there. He's lost his hat. God, you got an ugly ass head, Bobby. Woo. I got a little confession to make to you guys. First night I was out, which was Monday night, and I went to bed pretty tired, fell asleep hard, drank a lot of water that day, and woke up, really had to go to the bathroom. And I parked at a rest area, so it was fairly easy to go inside. As I was, I got up, got dressed real quick, turned on the lights, and as I was coming up here to get out the door, I forgot I had Bobby in the truck. Oh man, did I scream like a little girl. Oh God. Scared the shit out of me, Bobby. I actually slept on my bed too. Today there's still this miserable rain that has not stopped since Grand Rapids all the way to Chicago. And gotten pretty windy out there now too. Also spoke to my mechanic today, and said the W9 should be done somewhere midweek next week. So when I come back from the road next week, I'll put the bumper and the exhaust on, which I have already. I did go with a 7-inch, like a lot of people actually suggested. I was truly, and I didn't really ask, just to ask for sake of, having people engaged. I truly didn't make up my mind whether I wanted to say 7-inch or an 8-inch. I know the way that has to be mounted on that truck, and I'm actually going to use Freightliner mounts to mount it to the cab. I'll make a video on that just in case somebody actually wants to do the same thing, but I was afraid that the 8-inch might be a little too big, and you may hinder my my view. whether it be from the rear view mirror or as I'm opening the door and I'm looking back to back into a dock, which I don't want. You know, those trucks have limited visibility as it is when it comes to backing up. I don't want to make it worse. So I did actually get the same exhaust that I got for this particular truck, same part numbers and everything. It's a Peterbilt 379 exhaust, 7-inch with a 55-inch elbow and a 108-inch top stack. They also have a 114, either 112 or 114, but I believe it's a 114. And I think the 114 is a little bit taller than the trailer, and I don't want that. I want the exhaust, you know, to be just below the trailer line, if not right on the same height. Gotta get some fuel on the way back too. I think I saw fuel at a Speedway for $3.55, which is substantially cheaper than what most major truck stops are out here in Michigan anyway. Or like Michigan, Indiana, and the Illinois area. There was a Love's out here when you first come into Chicago. I think they were at like $3.80 something. The Love's out there in Holland, Michigan was at $3.84, I think. The truck stops along 94 and 80, or all that mess comes together over there by Gary, Indiana. Them guys, oh my God, man! I don't remember those truck stops being that expensive. They were like $4.11 or $4.05, something like that. Out here right now. Windy city, baby. Yeah, it looks like the wind's coming up out of the north, which means that once I hit Michigan, I make that curve and then up 196. That's gonna kick my ass on fuel. It's gonna be a headwind. For you guys that, you know, are truck drivers already, you know how that affects the fuel economy. But for a lot of you guys that are not truck drivers, wind affects fuel economy a lot. Especially if it's, you know, a headwind obviously is the worst, but even a crosswind can affect it pretty, you know, pretty badly. So a lot of the trucks, that's why your mega carriers, which is your main, like your big companies, that's why they govern their trucks, you know, at 65 to 67. That's when they're best fuel economy is at. Well, now imagine at 67 miles an hour, if you have a 20-mile-an-hour headwind, now it's the same as you're going 87 miles an hour. So your fuel consumption increases a lot. Some cases over 20%. Some cases worse than that. These boxy trucks, like, you know, your classics, your W900s, your P379, 389s, your Western Star 49, is it 4900s? Whatever the Western Star boxy one is. They get affected even more because they're really not that much aerodynamic trucks. The longer the chassis, the worse off it is as well, because the gap in between the cab, or the back of the cab, and the trailer is greater. So the air that comes over top of the tractor, the truck itself, because the gap is so big, it tends to curve down. And because the gap is big, it doesn't have it enough to go on the trailer itself, so it comes and it hits the front of the trailer, which, you know, increases it even more. When it comes to a lot of these trucks, I know a lot of guys are, you know, well, you know, fuel consumption, and obviously whatever money you save on fuel, it's profit. And that's true. These older non-emission trucks, honestly, they're pretty good on fuel. Even this truck, as you know, big as it is and as boxy as it is, this past week, where I didn't really have any idle time, just very little idle time, because, you know, at night it wasn't cold enough for me to keep the truck running, or hot enough. I've been averaging anywhere between 7.2 to 7.7 miles to the gallon, which is pretty good for a truck like this. But that being said, I look at it this way. Miles per gallon might take a little bit of a hit, but smiles per gallon goes up significantly, at least in my view, my opinion. You know, you gotta be in these damn things for a while. You gotta, you know, you're spending the whole week lots and lots of miles behind the wheel of them. I don't think it's too much to ask, you know, that you give yourself a truck that you really truly enjoy driving. You know, even if that means, you know, a little bit of a little bit less profit on the fuel. But with these older trucks, when you actually put everything, you know, on the scale, so to speak, you're still saving so much money on maintenance and stuff that these trucks don't have, that the new trucks have, that goes wrong with them all the time. So honestly, in the end, you're probably still better off with an old truck. Even as much fuel as it wastes, in the long run, you're still saving money on maintenance and breakdowns, I think, anyway. Probably the best thing you can do, and I'm sure a lot of people are going to hate me for this, but I know the Cascadia Evolutions, the 125, not the 19 and up model, the previous model to that, they had a lot of glider kits, which were new trucks, you know, 2015, 2016, 2017s, 18s, I think, that's when they finished. You could get them with a 60 series Detroit that was built, you know, 98 or 99, which was a pre-emissions truck. So you essentially had a newer aerodynamic truck with all the new stuff inside, but an old engine, which you didn't have to really worry about the complexity of the emissions and everything else. And I've heard those trucks get very good fuel mileage, and some are more reliable than others, depending on you know, who built the glider kit and the engine that was used, whether that was, you know, rebuilt with genuine Detroit OEM parts or just aftermarket Detroit parts. That has a lot to do with it as well. But it, grind that gear just a little bit. Haven't done that in a while, actually. Jesus. Alright guys, that's all she wrote for this time. Just the receiver, they're unloading as we speak. I think they're just about done. I'll probably get a green light here probably get a green light over here in a minute now, but as soon as I'm out here, grab some fuel on the way back and then go home. Try to relax for the weekend. I'm feeling a little bit better, not by much, but definitely better than I was this morning. But anyway, as always, thank you so much for your support. If you're new to the channel, you like what you see, hit the subscribe button, like, dislike, comment, whatever, and I just got a green light too. So anyway, thanks again for all your support, guys. We'll see you on the next one.